Hi.
Oi, so they give access to their job portal, Geeks for free?
Yes, complimentary with the course.
And you got your job through that?
Me and 15,000 others across the world.
No way!
Oh, yes, Wiz. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hey geeks, Akshay this side. Welcome to the session. The session's title is Getting Started with Cloud Computing. So we'll talk about cloud computing today. It'll be very interesting. Stay tuned till the end. I can see 7 people are live. So Rohan is asking, is the webinar in Hindi? No, Rohan, it's in English mainly. Majority part English mein rakhenge. Because many people also join us and watch us from like outside India and South India also. So that's the reason we keep it in English primarily. And okay, so obviously I appreciate some highs and hellos always. So hi Ashna, hi Anshna, hi Gautam. AWS, Google Cloud, which one should I learn? Gautam will talk about this. This is one of the questions in the webinar, so stay tuned. Hi Mohammed, hi Aditya, hi Avi, hi, hello everyone, guys. Amazing, you guys are engaging. You started engaging, amazing. So let me introduce the guest of today. He is working at Oracle Cloud Infrastructure for 6 months as a software developer too, and since 3 years he is working on building cloud services. So he has a good experience in cloud computing. So it's my pleasure to invite him today and talk about various aspects related to that, so that you have some fundamental knowledge about it. And if you want, you can explore more if that is the interest you feel. I can see plethora of like comments, man. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so without delaying any further, let me invite Abhishek. His name is Abhishek, and let's talk about cloud computing. Hey, Abhishek,
Yeah,
what's up?
yeah. Hi Akshay. Thanks a lot. I'm good. How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much. So you can see that so many comments are coming, and yeah, everything
Yeah,
is like on full power rush. So without, I think we should not delay any further and start like talking about cloud computing. What do
yeah,
you?
sure. So,
But before
yeah,
that, please feel free to introduce yourself the
yeah,
way you
sure.
want. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi guys. Hi everyone. So my name is Abhishek. I'm working on cloud technologies, like building and managing the cloud services since last 3 years. And cloud is a very fast growing industry. So and I'm not only talking about here. I'm trying to demo out one of the services, because in 1 hour session or the 45 minute session, we cannot do much. So I try to cover like all the topics, like what is the cloud computing and all, because there is a lot of after this COVID started, people are started talking about more about the cloud computing. So let's go with a small presentation, Akshay,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then
Yes,
we
yes.
will like continue about
Sure.
more
So
with the
you feel free
audience.
to share your screen. Abhishek, feel free to share your screen, and
Yeah,
you can take the time with the audience and go through the slides. Once slide is over, I'll join back the stream and we'll take
yeah,
the Q&A session. I think that is
yeah,
good,
yeah, sure.
right? All
Yeah,
right, all right. So yeah, you can share your screen.
yeah. Thanks a lot, Akshay.
Mm.
I'll share my screen. So presentation is visible now to everyone.
Yep.
Yes.
You can maximize that thing.
Yes, yes. I'm doing the same. Yeah. Now.
I think yeah, now it works fine. Okay, Abhishek, please feel free to go through the slides and engage with the audience.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm
Right.
like starting the slides now. Yep. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, the topic today we are discussing is like what is the cloud computing. So cloud computing is nothing. It's like on demand of delivery of IT resources. It could be a software, it could be a hardware. But as a user, you always get uh, it's a software, but at the back end, it will be a hardware supported and some softwares. And the main thing about it's like pay as you go, pay as you use, whatever you wanted to say. So that is about all about the cloud computing. So yep, this is a short introduction about what the cloud computing is. So coming to the features of cloud computing. So cloud computing having following features: agility. So I will talk about the more about each of the in depth. Within the minutes deployment, cost effective, and then elasticity. let's say like what is the elasticity? Like whenever we deploy our servers or something nowadays, so we keep on mind that this much of amount of load we are going to get, and we purchase that much of servers. But let's say like in future it going to scale up, then you have to add up the servers. So it's the similarly. So elasticity in mean with in the terms of cloud computing, it means like whenever you want a high load, you can like scale, or it's easy to descale also. Okay. Second thing is like cost effective. How it is a cost effective? So like, okay, I agreed. Whenever you purchase a servers, it's a one-time purchase. But think about once you purchase a server, you have a maintenance cost. Next, like you think about like there is an cost which is involved particularly to maintain. And second thing, like if there is a feature upgrade, you have to upgrade. All these things you have to do. So but when it comes to the cost effective in the terms of cloud computing, you only pay what you use. So if you are using for the 5 minutes, then you have to pay for 5 minutes, not for the 15 or 20 minutes. So that's why like it makes more cost effective. You don't have to maintain, somebody else is maintaining on the behalf of you. Within the minutes deployment, like think about like you want to deploy a server somewhere in the USA or somewhere like in the Europe. So you have to create the complete data center there. But in when it comes to the cloud, you can within the click of hands, like I will demonstrate in the end of the like presentation. There is a small demo how I can just start my Kubernetes cluster, complete cluster within a fraction of minutes or something in a one region. So it's like quite quick. But when it comes to like if you want to set up by manually, it will take a lot of time. You have to bring the hardwares, you have to bring the networks, everything you have to do manually with the help of the engineers. So it's quite cost effective. When it comes to the agility, so agility is like you can think of agility, how I can explain agility in the terms of cloud. So it's quite agile. So when we say like you can change anytime anything, so that's what the good thing about. And it comes with a lot of technologies. Cloud is not only coming with the something like you have a virtual system or something. It comes with a lot of technologies. Today you want to use servers, tomorrow you want to use containers. So everything is available on the cloud. So cloud is quite agile. So these are the few of the features which I think so which makes the cloud better than like modern servers, like legacy servers and all. Yeah. Coming to types of cloud computing, we have the three types of cloud computing. One is SaaS, software as a service. One is PaaS, a platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Most of the time we see infrastructure as a service. Like we talk about, let's say, talk about the Amazon Web Service or the Oracle Cloud. I'm working on the Oracle Cloud. So let's say infrastructure as a service. So we provide VMs. So on-demand VMs. If you customer of ours wants a VM to run some application, we provide infrastructure to them. Infrastructure in the terms of network or something. So I will come all these things like with a visualization. I will tell like where the infrastructure as a service lies, where the platform as a service, and where the software as a service lies. A very famous example of the software as a service when you use Slack. So Slack is the one of the quite like popular example of the software as a service, where you don't have a control at all of the like how the application is built, how it is infrastructure is maintained, anything you don't know about it. The end user knows about this is a Slack. What is going on? I don't know. I just want to use the software. That's it. So let's go with a few. Okay, whatever we learned right now, we try to fit it out all together in a single slide. Yeah. So let's say pizza as a service you want to say. So how the traditional things works. So you have a dining table, you have so like everything you have to made at home. But when it comes to the infrastructure as a service, you only thing which you have to manage is basically dining table soda or something. I come with the like on software line and how the hardware and all this works when we have to combine. But I wanted to give a real time example of it. So that's why like people grab easily when it comes to the real life example. So you don't have you only have to manage dining table soda, electric gas, oven and fire. But when it comes to the tomato sauces, topping, cheese and all, these are the vendor manage. Now when it comes to the platform as a service, See, one thing is going on from here to towards the right. If you see, you are losing the control, correct? So keep in mind, this is the one of the disadvantage of the cloud. No, I should not say disadvantage. I rather than say like you lose the control or lose the visibility how it works internally. So as we go towards the software as a service. So let's say you move towards the platform as a service, then you have to only manage dining table and soda. Everything is rest managed by someone else. And when it comes to the software as a service, it's completely managed by something else. So this is called dine out. And when we say this is a pizza delivery, and before that take and bake. So these are like real life examples. Let's say like how you visually break down when it comes to the computer science field or the software and the hardware combined. So if you see on premise, everything is owned by you and the managed by you: application, data, runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, servers, storage, networking. You are the responsible for upgrading the uh, uh, like uh, uh, the machines. You are the one responsible. You are the one who is responsible for upgrade of the operating system. You are the one who is responsible for doing the security patching. Everything you have to do manage on premise. So this is a one example. But when we go towards the second step, where infrastructure as a service, there are infrastructure as a service. So you can talk about like you manage application, data, runtime, middleware, and the operating system. And rest is basically managed by the team, the service providers. So here the virtualization, servers, storage, networking is managed by others. And when you go towards the platform, there is the application and data, then rest is managed by others. And when it comes to the software, like when you use basically Slack or something, you don't have to manage anything. You just all over the cloud. You are using some application and everything is going on. And the second example is I think so. Google's provide upload of the pictures or something. So that is also a great example of software as a service in the cloud. Yeah. So okay, let's talk about the some disadvantages of the cloud computing. So we once you are okay, I will talk about like how to get over rid of the disadvantage, like how to get over rid of all these disadvantage in the cloud computing. One is like limited control over infrastructure. That's true. Like you don't have at all the control of about the infrastructure. You are like depending upon the other like service providers. There you have to sign a few SLAs where you like everything is managed by your like service provider. So you have a very less control over your infrastructure. Vendor locking, this is the one of the major reasons like people are scared of. Let's say like I started using everything about from the one vendor. I'm not taking any name, any company's name. I'm just saying like any vendor you are started using. You started using networking. You started using EC2. You are dependent upon like pipelines with them. Everything is on them. So now it's a vendor locking. Now what happened like in future if you want to move to some other cloud, some other component? So but you it's like you are dependent. You are such a tightly coupled to that particular vendor that you can't able to. So but there are the methods to do, or like when to choose, like right when to choose what cloud and how to choose. So those are the few questions people always ask, like I want to start my startup or something, how I will avoid vendor locking. Okay, so that time when you architect your application, you have to take care of everything, like where the vendor locking comes into the picture and how I can avoid it. So these things you have to keep in mind. Next thing is security. Okay, like people do not think like I'm giving the responsibility or I'm signing or paying someone, so he is the responsible for like taking care of the security. But it's not always true, correct? You are like storing the data. Let's say like there is an object store. All the service provider provide, cloud service provider provide the object store. You are storing those data. They are still in encrypted format. Everything you are storing. Okay, but let's say like the data is not in your control right now, correct? Like it's somewhere else. Okay, correct. So if there is a breach in somewhere else, like in the cloud providers, then there is a problem for you also. And then, yeah, definitely you signed the SLA and all, but there is a problem now that you lose your customer data. Recently, like I think the Domino's also lost a lot of data. I don't know how the breach happens, everything, but yeah, that's a security concern when it comes to, I'm not sure like whether the Domino's is using any cloud or not, but whatever happened in that case. So this is a security concern people always think about, like what happened to my data. So store that data which is not very much critical, like okay, let's say like logs are also critical. How I will explain, like some kind of encrypted objects you can store there. You can like zip out the zip files and then you store in the object stores. Those kind of data you always have to store in the like if you are storing anything. So yeah, security is always a concern, but it mostly taken care by basically the service providers. Now, okay, it's a very small and very small example, like I wanted to demonstrate, or I wanted to just show you, like uh, people, I don't know how many people have an idea about Kubernetes. I know like how many people have an idea about Kubernetes? Just say yes or no in the chat. It will be great. Or containers, anything about this. I just wanted to know. Akshay, could you help me out? Like, how many audience know about Kubernetes containers and container orchestration tools?
Definitely. Chat, please, यार बताओ everyone.
Yeah.
So Kubernetes क्या idea yes या no किसको है किसको नहीं है, so that you know idea लगे. अभिषेक comments आ रहे हैं.
Okay.
Majorly लोगों का no आ रहा है जो मुझे दिख रहा है.
Okay. So okay. And what about containers? Like
Docker, I guess Docker.
Yeah, Docker or something, anything.
Only 2-3 comments are there for Docker. Like any containers का idea, guys, क्या है, क्या scene है, like where we are. Not much. No.
Okay.
Little bit.
Okay.
Like 3, 5, 6 yeses. Mainly no's.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
No issues. No issues. Like
Okay.
I'll go through like in very brief what is Kubernetes. Like
Okay.
yeah. Kubernetes is nothing like Kubernetes is an orchestration tool, and and people lot heard about apart from the Kubernetes also. Okay, so when it comes to the Kubernetes, you heard of like Docker Swarm also, like one of the orchestration tool for the containers. Containers are nothing; they are the lightweight process where you are running basically your application inside those containers, and they are like ephemeral in nature. Once the container is gone, you cannot cannot get the state back. You have to start the container back. So let's say like in the legacy system, you are running your applications in the servers, correct? Nowadays, people run applications in the small containers, lightweight process containers. Okay, let's say you have a Java application which you are running earlier into your basically a complete VM. Now you are running. Just think of inside a box, a small box. Okay, that is your container where your application is running. Now to manage those containers, you want some kind of orchestration tool. Okay, so that orchestration tool is known as Kubernetes. Okay, it's developed by Google, and right now Kubernetes as a service is provided by a lot of firms. Right, I am also working on the Kubernetes as a service in my organization. So we talk about like you heard of like, okay, it's an Oracle Kubernetes engine. Okay, it's in one of the services provided by Oracle Cloud. EKS is another one, is provided by Amazon Cloud, AWS. Enterprise Kubernetes EKS service, I think so. That is an example. Same is provided by Azure, and then GCP, Google Cloud also. So there are a lot of the providers who are providing Kubernetes as a service where you deploy your containers inside your worker nodes, and those containers managed by your Kubernetes. Okay, that is like one of them. To set up a Kubernetes, you require a lot of knowledge, in-depth knowledge. You want to know about what the master is, how the cluster being set up, what are the worker nodes, all these things. But let's say I'm a user. I do not want to learn much about the Kubernetes. I want to spin up my cluster very smoothly and very quickly. What I will do, like I have my deadlines that I want to compete with. Just a startup started and I want to compete in the market. I will not sit and learn about Kubernetes. Okay, I will not create my own cluster and manage my cluster. Otherwise, I have a tool load. I'm managing Kubernetes clusters also. So let's go to the some cloud provider and let's say like how they will provide that service. So I have a small demo for how to create a cluster in the Kubernetes in Oracle Cloud. So, okay, let's go to, I'm sharing my screen. Let me log in into my account and then I will share my screen. That how easily you can actually create within the minutes, you can spin up your own cluster in the in any cloud. Like I'm not saying Oracle Cloud only, in any cloud. Okay, let me share back, please. Yeah. So yeah, I think so. My this Akshay, could you help me out, like whether this is visible to you or not?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible. All good.
Yeah, thank you. So basically you have basically the regions. Okay, now I'm like looking into my home regions. You have other regions also. Okay, you go to the manage regions, you can go and manage your regions. Okay, there are a lot of regions available. Okay, so you can see like you have a lot of regions available in the Oracle Cloud. So basically I am not interested in explaining all about the here. Kubernetes is itself altogether a big topic to cover, and it is not coverable in the 1 hour lecture, 1 hour webinar. But just for an overview, it's an orchestration tool. So let's say you wanted to create a cluster, Oracle cluster. So you have to pick up a compartment. Compartment is like, you can think of like in an organization you have a small boxes. So one box is given to the developer team and one box is given to the some other team. So compartment, this is my developer compartment. These are like let's say dev compartment or prod compartment. You can create your own compartments. Let's say you want to create a cluster. So quick create. So like within the flow you created everything and it's being done for you by someone else. Okay, like and you have to choose the standard. Okay, let me choose standard 2.2 and number of, this is a free account, free trial account. You can always, like in all of the cloud service provider, they provide you the free trial where you can play around the cloud and decide upon like which cloud I want to go with. Okay, and they provide the, when it's come to the paid thing, they started giving the services where you are not able to do something. They actually provide you like you get stuck and there is a something you are not let's say you're not able to there is a problem with your service, like Kubernetes engine is not working properly, so they will manage it on the behalf of you. So it's their responsibility. You can cut out the ticket and always like take a engineer support there. So like, yeah, I talked about a lot. So let's create the cluster. Yeah. See, within seconds, I got my cluster in the creating state. And after that, I can able to use my cluster. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to talk about networking. You don't have to talk about anything. In the backend, there are a lot of things going on. I will talk about all these things, but I can't able to disclose all those things, all how it works internally. But to be honest, once you join, create, I will talk about more in the, when Akshay asks questions or audience asks questions. I will tell you like uh, what we do and what all it is. So it's still in the creating state. Once it will be in the active state, there's something I want to show is like access cluster. So once access cluster means like everything master node and everything is, now your infrastructure is managed by Oracle Cloud, and you as a user just worry about your application deployment, nothing else. So within the minutes, we are able to create an Kubernetes cluster. Like if you want to set up an enterprise level Kubernetes cluster in your organization, I definitely bet you it will take approximately 1 month to 2 months. And after that, you have to maintain also. Here, you don't have to maintain also. Like every upgrade about the Kubernetes, whenever there is an upgrade happen, it is provided by the cloud provider. Okay, so if you see node pools, they are is still in creating state. Okay, waiting for cluster to get up. So every information, you have the log, you have the data, you have the node pools, you have the ID, you can do a lot. Okay, so VCNs are created for you automatically. I haven't created VCNs, it automatically got created for me. Yeah, so this is the flexibility when it comes to the like any cloud. I don't know like how many minutes it will take. I approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, Akshay. So I think so that's it I have for in the terms of presentation and in the terms of a small demo. I'm open to the questions, or let's start talking. Otherwise, like presentation makes people boring.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we'll take questions from the comments after some Q&A. So
yeah,
thank you so much, Abhishek, for sharing the slide and talking about it. And
yeah.
some people are saying that they want the demo as well. So like the practical application, but thoda जितना दिखा पाया demo में. But obviously, anyways, the best we can do right now.
Yeah.
So let's start with our questions. I have three questions for you.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
first one I want to ask, and I want to talk about cloud providers. So which all cloud providers are available in the market, and why did you particularly choose Oracle Cloud? And some of
Okay.
these, let's talk about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Hmm.
basically, so there are a lot. I think so. In the terms of big industry names, we have 10, 9 or 10. One is like AWS cloud. Everyone knows Azure and GCP. I heard a first question like somebody want to learn whether the AWS cloud, GCP cloud, or the Azure cloud. I definitely want to answer that question because I'm like telling all these names. Let me finish the names first, and then I will answer that question also.
Okay.
So, like Oracle is the one of the one is booming cloud, and then we have Salesforce is also a cloud, and then you have a IBM, and basically 6 or 7 names I told you, correct? Yeah, IBM. These are the few names available in the market in the terms
Okay.
of cloud. But when somebody say like people lot about ask like whether I will learn AWS cloud, Azure cloud, or GCP cloud, or Oracle cloud. So all these, see, there are the two aspects of this. uh, okay, learning cloud, when we say, it's all together a same terminologies or same things, whether you learn AWS, whether you learn Azure, whether you learn Oracle cloud. Okay, they provide you certification, the concepts are similar, only thing like here and there are the few things. So you
Okay.
don't have to worry about lot about like which cloud I will learn and which is going in the industry. Might be like today industry or the company organization you join is using AWS, but they found okay, rather than saying AWS, I will say XYZ cloud. Okay, they found like ABC cloud is far better than the XYZ cloud, so they wanted to move towards the ABC cloud, correct? But ultimately the features or something provided by them is altogether the same. Only thing different could be cost is some other factor. So when we decide upon the cost, there are the certain factors involved, okay, in the back end. So those could be the different. So that is the one of the primary criteria when you decide upon like which cloud I will choose. So yeah, I think so I will talk about like, yeah, it answered your question actually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
why cloud becomes so important in this fast-paced industry? इसकी इतनी importance कैसे आ गई?
That is again a good question. Okay, let me think about. Okay, so okay, uh, see, the cloud name is going in the market since long, but we start hearing about cloud when it's all the COVID-19 is started and all. So people a lot and lot talking about the cloud. Now let's say like you want to build your infrastructure. Okay, you are in a startup, and I want to start in a startup. Okay, and I start like, okay, I want to build a startup, I want to create infrastructure and all. So I now have to manage my infrastructure where the offices are not open, and then after that you are saying like I want to go live as soon as possible. It's not possible, correct? You have to manage your infrastructure, go to the offices regularly, and you are the like just controlling your system is started. Rather than, what you can do, you can seek the help of some providers. Okay, I'm like, suggest I will not suggest any names. You do your cost management, whatever you budget you have, and after that you see like which is providing lesser budget. Okay, and after then you will deploy your application. So that is the one of. And second reason is like why it is needed. Let's say today in this scenario, you thought of an idea in this present scenario. Uh, like definitely there is a one person in the world, or the two or three, who are thinking about that idea. Okay, it's not only you are thinking about the idea. If you do not go to the market very fast with your application, somebody else comes and will uh, flush you out. Okay, it's nowhere you will survive in the market. So once you get an idea, you don't have to think about the infrastructure much. You have to let others handle that, and rather than you think about your business use case. So think about your business use case and then think about the infrastructure. Once you have a good amount of like profit and funding, then I suggest like go to the any other thing uh, thinking about infrastructure. But initially go for cloud. I suggest, like highly recommend to everyone. Yeah, it
Okay.
answers the question.
Yep. And
Yeah.
how to make a career in cloud computing? So people who are watching, they might be very new to this whole thing, or maybe they are 1 to 3 years in their career and they are interested to know more about cloud computing. So what's the scope in this industry and how to make a career out of it? Like how did you start and what advice you would give to the audience? That's my last question to you, Abhishek.
Okay, so let me brief down these into the two aspects. One is like you wanted to build an service. So when I started my cloud career, it's like it's all about the opportunity. When you see the opportunity and you want to go, and so most of the time what I have seen, it's an philosophical answer, I think, so people will not get agreed. Like people will run away from the things when it comes to the new thing. Okay, people do not want to pitch in because I don't know the thing. Okay,
Obviously.
so please pitch in when you heard about like my team is moving towards the cloud. Okay, so always be curious about this. So I got opportunity when I was in my second firm, and they was developing something, and they said like we are doing something on the AWS cloud. I said okay, cloud is in the market. Okay, two things in the market right now. Everyone is hearing about data science in the cloud, correct? So now it goes towards two sides. One is like managing the cloud services. One is like managing means using, and then it is developing. So where you want to lead your career towards. Okay, most of the product companies nowadays, like they use using the cloud services because they have the business use case and they are the like startup. If you these names, Google, Microsoft, all these are the big names. They are using the cloud. They are developing the cloud, so they are like building the cloud. Now to it become two paths. Let's talk about the first path. When we say using the cloud service, one is like you do the certifications are very much useful because they indicates, at least for the shortlisting of your profile, that you have a knowledge about the authenticated you have an authenticated certificate that some that how to use cloud. Okay, in earlier days I heard about like people do the Java certifications. Nowadays it's very similar. You are doing some kind of certification. I highly recommend that start reading about the cloud. You don't have to buy any material. Like you go on the articles from the Geeks for Geeks. There are a lot of articles on the Geeks for Geeks even available that gives you the ample amount of knowledge about any particular cloud. Okay. Then after that, what you will go on the YouTube, search for the few videos and the series you watch, and after that start your trial period. When I say start your trial period, it is given like every company is providing few amount of buffer money to you, which on in a trial period. Use those services, learn about them. When you get hands on dirty on like using it, you know more, you start architecting application. It's not like only you do all those things. You just take a small project and after that architect it completely, and then see like how I will fit my components from a particular cloud, and then start a application on that. So it will give you the ample amount of knowledge. It gives you the DevOps knowledge. It will give you the how to pitch in any cloud. Now here the vendor locking comes. Okay, you dependent upon the complete cloud. Now you do your research. Okay, which part I will take it out and how I can fix another cloud provider. So that is like which makes you hybrid clouds. People are a lot about talking about the hybrid clouds. Okay, that is not the only example. So there are the
Okay.
other types of cloud also. On-premise cloud also people are providing their hybrid. VMware at the Dell is the one of the EMC is the one of the example about the providing the on-premise cloud. So I was working previous to Oracle to Dell EMC. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, think about that. Okay, now coming to the, so this is the one path where you can use, and there are a lot of firms who are hiring in the check upon like on the website of a particular who are the clients of that particular cloud, so you can get an idea which all companies are
Yeah.
working on that. Yeah. Second is
Definitely.
like developing the cloud services. Now here the competition comes. Okay, you have to be very good and efficient because the hiring bar is quite high for all the companies. Whatever the companies you go, the hiring bar is high. They do not care about any language. Like honestly, I said, like give you the hint. I started working with somewhere Python, then Java, then Golang, then Java, then Golang, and Python. So do not think about any language. Be specific on a particular language. It could be a C++ or anything. Okay, clear your concept. There are a lot of practice materials. I think so on the Geeks for Geeks also you have a. Correct me if I am not wrong. You have a courses where you are preparing for DSLGO and all these system design and all. Correct, Akshay? They are the courses. Correct.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, my attention just got to one comment just came. 40 rupees,
Okay.
thanks. So I just got this. Yeah, you were. Tell me, Abhishek, what were you asking, please? Can you repeat it once?
Yeah. What I'm trying to ask is like basically on the Geeks for Geeks, you have an courses for basically DSLGO and all. Correct.
Yes,
These
definitely.
courses are there.
Yes,
Yeah.
PSS space. Yeah.
I'm not doing any kind of promotion here for the Geeks for Geeks, to be honest. Okay. And it's what I'm trying to say is like there are the free courses, free website. You have to learn a lot. And second thing, you have to learn like how the things are getting scaled. Okay. When we talk about the scale, okay, scale is something scalability because cloud talks about a lot about a scale, how you make your system highly scalable. It's not only adding the VMs always. Okay, how you will do caching, how you will provide faster access to your data. All these things, the concept wise, you have to be very clear. Okay, the bar
Mm.
is you go to any interview panel, either it's AWS, Azure, OCI, you have to face 6 or 7 rounds minimum. Okay, so that is quite high. And somebody cannot comment like people do not hire, the companies do not hire freshers. We hire freshers everywhere. 1 year experience, 2 years experience, people are getting hired. Okay, internally people are switching. So the bars are high, but you have to very clear about. Once you will be in, it's all about what the core concept you have learned in the computer science engineering. So developing cloud is way awesome. It's like using cloud is always awesome, but when it comes to the developing cloud, it's way awesome. And
Yes.
it gives you the really great idea about the computer science. You talk about anything. Okay, you might be you learned in theory, you have not implemented it, but once you will see it or implement it, you really enjoy it. So that's what my idea is about managing and making a career in the cloud computing. So
All
yeah, I
right.
hope so. I given
Definitely,
answer.
man.
Yeah,
Definitely. So
yeah,
now I want to jump into a section where we are picking up two questions from the comments. Okay.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
And let's talk about it. Okay. So we have
Okay.
40 minutes. Already we have done 40 minutes. So we have around 5, 6 minutes for questions. So let's pick up two.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let me know which one do you want to talk about.
Yeah. Just let me know. Like I can talk about any. Like all the questions are great questions. Resources and a
Okay.
timeline to learn. Okay. Is coding required for the cloud computing? So Anuradha asked this question.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So coding required for the cloud computing. Okay. So here, Anuradha, I can answer this question in 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah. So basically, you don't have to worry about much coding. So there isn't always a two aspects, like where you design the things and where you learn the learn coding. Coding is great if you know. Okay, it always comes with the upper hand. Okay, if you know the coding. But second thing is if you know about like cloud computing, then it is great because it's all about the clicks. then people tends towards the using the command line, and when you write the programs you actually using their APIs. So right, if somebody is managing the cloud with the help of writing the programs, okay, then you definitely know about the coding, how the response comes and the request goes off from here. But if you are just making an architecture decision, then you don't know, you don't have to bother about the much about the coding, rather than you have to bother about much into architectural design, like if this happens, what is going to be the pros and cons about this. So that is like, I hope so I given this answer to you, Anuradha. Yeah. So
Okay.
okay.
One more question.
Yes. Okay. So there is a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I'll go from top. Okay. Docker containers. Yes. Yes. No. No.
Whatever
No.
questions you cannot answer, Abhishek, I always ask chat to contact you on the person on LinkedIn and ask their questions over there. So you'll be fine with it, right?
Yes. 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 Ask me anything over the LinkedIn. If you have a like problem related to, like, reach me out for sure. Like, if you want referrals, I can say like, yeah, definitely
Well,
welcome for that.
and your
And
LinkedIn profile is also, the link is also in the YouTube description. People watching
okay.
on LinkedIn obviously like caption में होगा Facebook में and यहाँ YouTube description में. So you can always connect with him. But one more
Yeah.
question, you can take it up over here.
Yes. 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 So let me take any good question.
Yeah.
We done basic programming in the cloud means use the cloud to use for basic computing. What is the difference between cloud services? What changes made in the cloud update? Okay, I'm just reading. Difference between Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, Suyesh, I will definitely give this answer. Send me like LinkedIn invite. I will love to answer this question. I will not talk about like people does not know about Docker and Kubernetes much. I'll like so Docker you can think of a containers, and after that Kubernetes you think about like okay, give me let me okay, Akshay, we will take one more question. I am just interested.
No problem.
Okay, so let's say you have a containers, you have an organization managed by someone. So let's say you have a small boxes. If you want to manage that, then how you will manage? Okay, so you can think of like in the home perspective, if I will say, you have a home, okay. Or let's say you have a society is managed by someone, correct. So you have containers, okay, those is managed by someone, okay. The management is done by Kubernetes, and inside running small pods or something, those are called containers, okay, where your application is being deployed. So this is the like short answer, but long answer I will talk about more on over the LinkedIn. Yeah.
I saw one question. I really want to talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
so many comments are there that it, but it is some. I can say a similar question. Let's talk about this. So Shivam asked, what is the roadmap for cloud computing path? Basically, is talking about how one person can start, and also somebody was asking. So this is very similar to this. That what is the timeline to learn? You know, to say that okay, decent cloud computing. So
Oh,
let's talk about this as our last question.
okay. Okay. So I have seen people, lot of people, okay, over the LinkedIn. Within the 2 or 3 months, they completed the certification of Azure, AWS, and Google. Okay. So they are just know about those cloud. So 3 months is very less when it's like definitely they are the people who are bit experienced and they have a very good hands-on control over the like what cloud or something. But if you are started learning, it basically it will take 10 to 15 days to build like what the cloud and digest about the cloud. When you I always say gets your hands on dirty. If you do not try things, you will not learn. You do mistakes rather than making the mistake in going to the after getting hired then getting fired. Rather than make mistakes right now, learn and make mistakes. Create a free account, okay, and make mistake. You learn one topic. Let's say you learn Oracle Kubernetes engine today, okay. You learn about like what is Kubernetes and what it does, okay. Start creating it. check about what all it do, how you can access those things. Okay, might be like my cluster is up now. I can share my screen if you want at the end. Okay, then after that, once you get the familiarity about it, jump upon the next topic, jump upon networks, how the networks being managed, jump upon the next topic, identity. All these are the all the common cloud. You pick up any cloud, either Oracle, either AWS, either Azure, either GCP. It's all the same. Here and there, the concepts are different. So it hardly takes 1 month if you go with the dedication in a day, 2 or 3 hours. You can easily make an like understanding what is the cloud. You can able to digest everything. After 1 month, you start giving one of the associate paper examinations, online examinations. So many a times your company sponsor ask your managers whether will you sponsor if I am going to for this course. So they say like, okay, if you clear, we will refund your money. Ask your managers, is this available in my organization and or not. So once you will done a certification, those are the real life questions, actually questions being asked in your interview and all. So you will get ample amount of confidence that I am able to do something in my career. So it hardly takes 2 months to clear all your associate level examinations. So there are the different associate level examination. I think so. Associate Dev is one, associate DevOps is another, and associate architect is another. Then go to the specialty, like after one parameter second down. Once user specialization is done, it means you have enough confidence to talk about cloud on the big platforms, any platform, and just give the resumes and they say like, I have an experience, I done something, I deployed something. You go over, visit my LinkedIn profile, I created few of the architecture about like big websites using AWS and all. Publish your vlogs, publish your blog articles, write articles over the medium. It will give you the confidence. Yeah, hope so this answers sure
Yep.
question, Akshay.
I hope, Shivam, that answers your question.
Yeah.
All right. So, Abhishek, that was it for today. We have a little bit limitation on time today, but having said that, I have already informed that you'll definitely get a lot of requests and messages on LinkedIn. Trust me, because I can
Yeah.
see lots of questions over here, and
Yeah.
everyone is asking you on LinkedIn. Are you ready for
Okay.
that?
Yeah. I like yeah, I'm ready
You
for
wanna
anything.
one more?
Sorry.
Is, do you want to share your screen and show the cluster or
Yeah, yeah,
something?
yeah, 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 yeah. Sure, sure.
Do
I'll
that?
share my screen.
Yeah, please, 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 please.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. This is
Sure, sure.
yeah. So go here. So right now my cluster is active. It got active after 10 minutes or something. So see, now the cluster is active state. My node pools are there. Okay, this is also active. Node pools is something. You now here you deploy your payloads. Like this is accessible, but the behind the services which is managing all your Kubernetes engine is not here. It's not visible to you. If you want to access this cluster from your local CLI, you just have to run literally 3 commands. Okay, go to the local access, open your command line, just run these commands. That's it, finish. You can able to access your cluster. Now see how cloud makes your life easy. Okay, rather than thinking about anything happen to your worker node, anything happens to your like master nodes and components, like those are the concepts related to Kubernetes. It's all being managed by your cloud provider. You don't have to think about, you just think about your application. My application is running perfectly fine or not, I'm able to serve my customers or not. So that's it. I have
All right.
I think so. Yeah, I'll stop
All right.
sharing.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us in this session.
Okay.
And I can see that people like the session. I am sure about
Yes.
it. Like I really.
Uh,
What? Tell me.
yeah, I think so. DevOps versus cloud. Okay, somebody's okay. People, I can answer all these questions. Okay, let me answer DevOps and
Last.
cloud. Yeah, last
Last.
question. Yeah, for sure, DevOps versus cloud.
All
Okay,
right.
when it comes to the DevOps is talking about how to making your release uh, frequent and less manual, more automated, where you just written a code, you merge with the, okay, you know about Git, you push your code into the GitHub. After that, the build happen. From there, actually, till going to the any environment, you have multiple environment when it comes to the industry: dev environment, test environment, and production environment. You push your code, the build happened, the test cases run, it's not at all being run by you. It's all being automated process. Your application got deployed, your new changes and the features got deployed. This is all about the DevOps. The cloud is not this. Cloud is like managing your services. Okay. When I say DevOps, might be you are running Jenkins, might be you are running some CI/CD pipeline. That infrastructure actually provided by someone, correct? In the case of the cloud, that is cloud. Okay, so rather than saying DevOps versus cloud, so DevOps is more towards managing your deployments and pipeline stable to make a stable release. Okay, where the manual effort is less. And when it comes to the cloud, basically those technologies which we are talking is provided by someone else to you in the form of something else, in the form of different names, like Jenkins is one, then you have Hudson, cloud providers giving their own names. So those are like cloud service. Hope so this answers your question, Shravesh Maurya. Yeah.
All right, Abhishek. Abhishek, we need to stop here. Really sorry, man.
Okay. Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah.
I myself also want that we extend, but we have to stop here. But people will connect with you. I'm sure many people would.
Yeah. Sure.
So,
Yeah.
all right, Abhishek. Thank you so much for joining, and I wish you good luck. And
Yeah.
obviously, for you,
Yeah, thanks a lot, Akshay. For like, first of all, like not the least, thanks Geeks for Weeks for giving the opportunity and talking about like cloud computing. And thanks Akshay for being the host for this
my
complete
pleasure.
webinar and making a success. So yeah, and you guys doing amazing job, like connecting
Thank
people
you.
and making sure like people learn about the new things.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Setting
Thank you
up.
so much
Yeah,
for your kind words. So,
yeah,
bye, Abhishek. Take care, man.
yeah.
Stay safe. Stay at home.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye, Akshay. Bye, bye, everyone.
All right, guys. I hope you liked the session. If you liked this, show some love so that we know we also stay motivated and think और क्या हो सकता है और कौन से टॉपिक पे हम बात कर सकते हैं. So okay, so we'll talk about more such sessions and different categories, different tech topics like which are new in the industry और मतलब मजा आने वाले आगे के sessions में. Thank you, Polo, for your comments. LinkedIn profile, conscious in the YouTube description, as I said. If you're watching on LinkedIn and or Facebook, it's in the caption, obviously. All right. Stay safe, guys, and stay at home. Get vaccinated. That's the priority. And also, lastly, there's a contest tomorrow at 7 p.m. Where the same Microsoft hiring process round is simulated. So, बिल्कुल same उसको एकदम copy करके तुम वो experience ले सकते हो. So there's a contest. Check it out, guys. उसका link भी YouTube description में और captions में. All right. All right, guys. Take care. Bye. Akshay Vasa this side. Keep learning. Keep growing. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I have a session. Bye, guys. Take care.